Hey YouTube, today I'm going to be coloring my Star vs. the Forces of Evil fan art with Copic Markers and Prismacolor markers. These days I tend to stick to Copics, but I didn't have a color that perfectly matched the color of Star's dress in the TV show. This pink was the closest I could come up with. As I mentioned in the video where I created the line art for this, the bow in the front is the bow on Star's dress in the episode Blood Moon Ball. I was trying to make the bow look more satiny, so I hope I succeeded in that. I made the effort to fill in the areas nice and wet so that they would blend well. I mentioned in my other video this fan art was sort of a call out to Sailor Moon manga picture I really liked. That affected the color palette I chose. I tried to stick to pinks, yellows, and blues, which to me have always been Sailor Moon's main color palette. I found it really helpful to make that decision ahead of coloring because it made me make better color choices. Like once I'm done coloring the foreground, I almost colored the very back area dark purple. The only reason I was going to choose the purple is because my dark purple Copic marker is one of the darkest colors I have, and I really wanted Star in the background I created for her to pop. But then I had my moment of why am I deviating from my color palette and just went with a dark blue, and I really felt it helped her eyes pop and made the background area within the circle thingy look nicer and richer too. I was pretty proud of the shading on her gloves. I tend to find shading white things really hard. I either overdo it so the shadowy areas are not dark enough, or I underdo it and you barely notice it's shaded, which isn't very interesting. I thought I hit a pretty good balance on her gloves in this photo. That mask she's holding is Marco's mask from Blood Moon Ball. Its mustache is only missing because I decided to add it in at the very end while doing touch-ups. So I'm afraid I haven't been able to watch that much Star vs. the Force of Evil since I created my last video. Between the holidays and me getting the plague over New Year's, I just wasn't in the mood for something cheery and fun. But once I post this video, I think I'm going to get back at it. I keep seeing art of really cool looking characters and I want to learn who they are so I can draw fan art of them too. I felt using watercolor paper really helped me cheat with her skin. Being able to fill in that area with a lot of ink really helped with the blending. I feel like her skin shading looks a little more dramatic than I can normally pull off because I was more brave about using lots and lots of ink and not worrying about it bleeding over my black lines too much. With this paper, I find it takes using a lot of ink before it bleeds in a way I don't like. It's pretty obvious I did deviate from her hairstyle a bit in the show. I wanted more curl because I selfishly wanted to color hair like that. So I chose Star for my first Star vs. the Forces of Evil fan art because she's my favorite character so far. I like that she's a strong, unconventional princess. I chose to draw Star in her Blood Moon Ball dress because it's an episode I really like. I like the opportunity to incorporate Marco's mask because I am a Star Marco shipper. And I like her dress because it just makes me think of the episode in general, and I like any episode that features Tom because he's a character I really favor as well. If you want me to draw fan art of any other Star vs. the Forces of Evil characters, let me know in the comments. Even if I don't do a YouTube video, I still might be interested in doing something, and I'll just tag you on Instagram or something. In the background area, I incorporated the star and lump thing that are part of one of Star's outfits. Their simplicity made them very easy and fun to color. I was semi-satisfied with Star's eye. I think it could have been more interesting. I think I just need to commit to a day of drawing like 30 eyes and coloring them in different ways with different Copic marker and pencil crayon combinations so I can find my own style. Like, I didn't necessarily really dislike her eye or anything, I just felt like it could have been more interesting. You'll notice the frame in the back borrows from the look of Star's wand, but I didn't try to make it a perfect match. I colored it in a way that I thought would add more to the drawing, which is why I added the borders to the pink circle frame thing. Those borders aren't present on Star's real wand in the show, but I thought they added more to this picture. Well, I put a lot of effort into putting different value and texture and Star and her frame and the front bow. I felt like the picture really came together once I started filling in the back area right behind her, that light blue. I didn't just color it one solid blue, I tried to create a blend between two different shades of blue. Not quite the perfect gradient, but it really helped her pop, especially with that blue in her eye. I think next time I'll use 3 different shades of blue and see if I can get better variety. Lastly, I filled in the whole back area dark blue, but I've cut out sections of me filling it in blue and then sections of me adding dots all around the picture to create a texture because it's pretty boring to watch me do all of that even sped up. Once I'd filled in as much as I wanted of the background area, I cropped the picture. And I was pretty devastated to accidentally crop way close to her wing. On the bright side, it's not something that's so bad I can't fix it in Photoshop. I was just pretty annoyed because it's really nice when you can get a traditional piece you really like done well to the end and not have to fix things in Photoshop. But that's just a lesson to me to be much more careful when I'm cropping things. There's no undo button in real life. Once I was satisfied with my coloring, I brought in a white gel pen to add highlights. I feel like adding the highlights to her hair, headband, and the pink border behind her were a really good idea. It added some shininess that I felt was really important for a nice final photo. And this is the final, which I was quite happy with, minus needing to fix the background in Photoshop due to my own stupidity. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like it. My end card will have some other videos to check out if you are interested, and if you want to subscribe, that'd be really great too. Thank you.